So here we are, another Today's Decay. It is July 7th edition. And I have a celebrity guest, none other than Pete Von Erickson from Von Erickson Laboratories Model Making, Inc., Co., Incorporated, and SkullMicrophone.com. Is that your website? I don't know.
Yep.
You're so certain.
No, that's right.
SkullMicrophone.com.
Yep.
Because nobody owned it before?
What?
Because nobody owned it before? It was yours for the taking?
No one ever.
Because nobody ever thought of it. Because nobody ever thought of it before.
True.
Right. Yeah. You're an innovator. In Skull Microphone land. Yeah. A god, some might say, in Skull Microphone land. Yes. Can you hear me?
I wasn't sure what you said.
Oh. When somebody says, "Are you a god?" you say yes. What? I should enunciate? Is that what you're telling me?
No, it's just like the technology.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Alright, so anyway, moving on. Wait, you mean unlike the technology in the Skull microphones, which we can be sure about, right?
Haha. Good one.
Well, because that's the technology inside the Skull microphones, is it not?
I thought you meant because it has a Shure microphone element in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Therein lies the joke.
Yeah. Alright, very clever.
Thank you very much. Thank
They don't really spell it out for people.
Right. You like skullmicrophone.com.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, moving right along, the point of this is we're celebrating births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time, and that cross-references all sorts of exciting stuff. And I thought having a celebrity guest on for today seemed like a good idea for reasons that will become clear as we continue. At first, though, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. That's like decades.
Oh,
it's like decades.
sorry.
Yeah. First off, we go in chronological order, and on this day in 1860, Florence Farah was born, spelled Farr, which she was born in 1860, which is far away. And she was one of the originators of the Golden Dawn movement. And I was lucky enough to go to a observatory room lecture, which Morbid Anatomy Museum started off as the observatory in like a really tiny single room right off the Gowanus Canal. And they'd regularly have really awesome lecture series of all different sorts. So sometimes it was like somebody talking about an aquatic ape theory, or sometimes it was somebody talking about aliens, or in this case it was the founding members of the Golden Dawn, who were almost all, if not entirely, women. And this was all like 10 to 15 years before Aleister Crowley was involved. So these were a bunch of, the way it was explained to me, which I don't remember her name, I'm sorry, but it was this woman who runs the largest occult, or maybe the oldest occult bookstore in London, came here to New York just to give this lecture to like 20 people in a room. And she was really talking about how all these women were pretty much rejecting Victorian values and expectations by exploring like ancient Egyptian rites in their own way and creating their own religion and their own universe. This was, and the pictures, and Florence Farah was one of the major movers and shakers that really started this off. And to me, it really felt like this is like the Bromley contingent, like a bunch of like weird artists who were just rejecting everything around them, but 100 years earlier in London. And I have a book on it here somewhere. It's like just out of reach, but there's a whole book on it. Like, wait. Hold on. There we go. Aha! Women of the Golden Dawn, Rebels and Priestesses. Focusing on Maud Gonne, Mina Bergerson Mathers, Anne Horriman, and Florence Farah. There you go. Women of the Golden Dawn. Very cool stuff. And yeah, I feel like they're like, you know, ancient rebels from a different time where it was even much more difficult to rebel against society. So, all about her. Also in this day, Carlos Villarius, probably pronouncing his name wrong, was born in 1899. He played Dracula in the Spanish language version of the 1931 Dracula. For those of you that don't know, they filmed two Draculas literally continuously. In the daytime, they filmed the Bela Lugosi one, the English language one, and in the nighttime, they filmed the Spanish language one. Carlos Villarius, probably pronouncing it wrong, played Dracula. And most people think that actually, as a whole, the Spanish language Dracula is a much better movie. And they're probably right. Robert Heinlein, born on this day, 1907. John Pertwee, Doctor Who number 3, born on this day, 1919. Brides of Dracula, premiered on this day in 1960. And in 1947, what do you think happened, Pete? Von Erickson from Von Erickson Laboratories Model Making and SkullMicrophone.com. Oh yeah! In 1947, the Roswell incident occurred in Roswell, New Mexico. So I thought, let me get my UFO aficionado friend here to say a few words should he want to. What do you think? Did this really happen? Well, what is your opinion on this?
My opinion?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, after reading several books, I believe it probably did happen. It was like...
Probably did happen.
It wasn't a weather balloon.
Uh-huh. So do you...
No, it was just it was balsa wood and a balloon.
So it was like a model, because you're a model Von Erickson model making's industry. I mean, if there's anybody that's going to know what a model looks like, well, you're our model citizen.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure those photos that they showed, they tried to present to people as a weather balloon and balsa wood were not really what crashed. It was probably more like this.
So you think the reports are full of hot air?
They were full of hot air, yes.
Is there a delay here? There's a delay. Yeah. All right. So what do you have here? What's
Well, I don't know if you saw it. I pulled out my alien autopsy
Whoa.
operation game.
Uh-huh. Awesome. How does that work? How does
it's basically Operation, but with an alien.
Oh. Can we see? Amazing. Amazing.
Apparently, the battery seems low, but...
Wow, he's screaming.
You probably couldn't hear him.
I could hear it. We could all hear it.
Screaming.
Yeah. The battery might be low, but the excitement level is high.
Yeah. Anywho.
Yeah, what else you got there? Are those the 4 books you read on the subject?
I got these fantastic books at a antique store. And to be honest, I haven't read them all.
Uh-huh. I appreciate your
But
honesty.
it's basically... What?
I appreciate your honesty.
But they have a fantastic cover.
Oh, uh-huh.
And it's kind of like a Van Daniken thing. It goes back through history, like biblical times into modern history, about extraterrestrials and UFOs.
Yeah.
And actually something I found recently was pretty good at a thrift store, a really good thing from Reader's Digest about the UFO, the continuing enigma. And I bookmarked the page. There's a page on Roswell.
Oh. Uh-huh.
It's actually not a bad book. So.
Very nice. What else you got there?
I have one of my rings. It's not my size, but it's the UFO ring.
Okay, but one day you might grow into it. Wait, did you make this?
Of course, you've seen this before.
This is an advertisement for your website. So where can people get it from?
I know this is an infomercial. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying people can get a UFO ring from where?
VineEricksonLab.com.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
But I'm not here to promote that necessarily. But I did
No.
I also have this Area 51 UFO,
Uh-huh.
which I have not assembled.
Another model. You think it will all fit together? Do you think the mysteries will all fit together?
Will it all fit together?
The mysteries. Yeah. The mystery of Roswell and
Will
UFOs.
the mysteries?
And are we alone in the universe?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I think we're pretty clear on that.
That we're not alone in the universe. That's comforting.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Do you
I
think
mean, you'd have to be insane to believe that.
you'd have to be insane to believe that we're not alone in the universe?
Exactly. Yeah.
So we should
And I did see one. Something.
tell me all about
I'm
it.
sorry, I'm hearing some.
What?
What's that?
You're hearing a ghost?
No. It's raining. It's raining here. I saw a cylindrical UFO a couple of years ago.
I'm all ears. Matter of fact, both of us are all ears.
I thought I told you about this. Anyway,
This is
actually, DW from the Brickbacks and I were on
Yeah.
on our way down to a show, and it was a clear day. And we saw a cylindrical, vertical, looked like a Coors beer can floating in the air.
Not that we endorse cores. No.
What?
Not that we endorse cores.
No, it was in the sky and it was stationary.
Okay.
Very strange.
And you didn't like lose time or anything?
No, there was no missing time as far as I'm aware.
I sensed like you were
Because
en
we
route
were in
to Heavy
traffic.
Rebel.
It did seem like forever, but yeah.
Yeah. I sensed that you were en route to Heavy Rebel Weekender. Is that correct?
Yes, we were actually. That was the weekend.
I can sense these things. I may have heard this story before.
Yeah, you've heard it before. You just don't remember.
No. All right. Okay. So, and then what happened? It just disappeared?
We lost it in the clouds, and both of us were so. We were stopped in traffic, and we were so enamored with the object. I mean, granted, it was in the distance, but in the clouds, but it kind of went in and out of the clouds, and then we lost it. Yeah, and I just didn't even think to get my phone, and I probably would have got a terrible photo anyway. Like all the photos that you see from UFOs, they're always bad.
Yeah, but that's crazy, right? Because we all have phones, we all have cameras like in our pockets now, and yet nobody's taken like an unquestionably believable image of a UFO yet.
Therein lies the enigma.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been some recent ones. If you look on YouTube and such, there are some fairly. The difficulty nowadays is that there's so much manipulation, digital technology, that it's hard to differentiate fakes from reals.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Right. Which you could also say the same thing with what's the first pressing of the Stooges Funhouse LP. Maybe not fakes, but reissues, because it's been reissued a ton of times. But the first time it was issued was on this day, 1970. Dun dun dun.
Whoa!
I know. That's today. Yeah. So what is the point here, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe put on the Stooges Funhouse record. Maybe investigate the Roswell mystery yourself today. The Spanish language Dracula. I mean, I read you off a whole bunch of exciting stuff. This book, find this book and read it from cover to cover. Brides of Dracula, one of my favorite Hammer films. John Pertwee did some really terrific. He was the third Doctor. Yeah, like the early '70s Doctor. There's a lot of fun stuff in that era of Doctor Who. Anyway, we're out of time, but you know, Pete, come on back anytime you'd like. We do this every day.
I'm gonna go listen to Funhouse.
Perfect. Me too. All right. Until tomorrow, folks.
All right.
Goodbye.